on to another episode of the Queens of Ponderosa, where we outfit, outgay, and outslay every single week. And this week was a double elimination. 2 people left. 2 people got voted out.
Yes, it was double trouble this episode.
Double trouble. I think it was double trouble for your draft.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to bite those bullets as they come.
We'll bite those bullets. But we were just talking about Drag Race, and I'm like, I love how... Oh, hang on. No! I have a yawn. It's just, listen, it's been a long week for the both of us.
Listen, we film these podcasts at like 9 p.m. on a Thursday night.
9:30, yeah.
And we are grown adults now.
I know.
We get tired at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay?
Literally.
Which is so sad to say, because I never wanted to become that person. But I'm like, I'm turning 30 this year. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh my God, it's real.
It's real.
Especially now that I'm like trying to go to the gym more often.
Yeah, it's
so that
real.
I can like be on Survivor. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I'm like, I come home and I'm like, it's 7:30 and I want to go to bed.
And I'm wiped.
And
yeah.
It's rude.
Completely. Oh, it's so rude.
It's nasty.
Yeah, I go, because I'm going to be going to the gym. I've been going later in the night. Mm-hmm. Not in the night, in the day. This shows how old we are.
Yeah.
Or how old we feel. Because I'm like 4:45. I'm like, I go to the gym super late. Uh-huh. But I feel like it gives me my like second wind for the rest of the night.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
But I've been going in the morning. And so then by noon, I'm just like, is it bedtime yet? Is it nap time yet? And so then I like have to find my second wind in like an energy drink or strawberries and Nutella or something, like a little treat.
Oh, yeah.
But then when 7 hits, 8, I'm like...
Yeah. And I've been feeling... Because like straight up, this is the most that I've ever worked out in my life.
Girl,
like I have never been an athlete of any kind, and I've never been an exerciser of any kind. And so the fact that for the last month I've been going to the gym at least 5 times a week, every single week,
proud of you.
Is
That's
crazy.
Hard.
And I am literally hungry. Like hungry like I've never been hungry before. Last night I was laying in bed and it was like midnight, so I was like, I'm not going to destroy my gains today by like eating food now. Mm-hmm. But I was laying in bed and I was literally falling asleep hungry, and I was like, oh my God, this is what Survivor is going to be like when I'm on it. I need to embrace it because it's going to get way worse than this.
Yes, I love thinking that. That's also, I love like the poor person dinner where it's like, well, I can just go to sleep instead of having to eat.
Yes. Oh yeah.
But yeah, oh my gosh, I need to get it together.
I need you to get it together.
Dig deep.
Yes.
Okay. Even when I'm working out and like doing something really hard or like don't want to do another rep, I'm like, I literally picture myself on Survivor and think of like an immunity challenge where it's the last bit, like the last 100%. Pull. And I'm like, I'm going to think of this exact moment when I'm on Survivor.
I'm not dropping
out.
out.
I've trained for this.
Yeah, 100%.
When we're going to bed hungry, we've trained for this.
We're training for this. We're training
for this. That's all we do.
Yes.
That's all we do. Eat, sleep, and breathe Survivor. And soon Taylor is going to take over the outfit portion of this podcast well.
I did, like I said, go to the doctor today. I am down like 4 pounds.
Girl.
Which is not a lot. And I'm not even, my goal isn't necessarily to lose weight.
Yes.
My goal is to get rid of these. I'd like to be, for me personally, everybody's body is beautiful and can have different goals. My goal, I want to be like flat up and down on the sides.
Yeah, I get that.
I want to just be flat.
Yeah.
And then I actually don't necessarily care that much about losing weight versus just like putting on like muscle. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, I look at all these cute boys when I like go out dancing and they're flat up and down. Yeah. And I'm like, that's what I want.
Like that's what I want to be.
Yeah. Just I don't want this little, whatever this is right around here on my tummy. I want it to disappear. Yeah. So I can be flat up and down too.
It's hard. The scale is hard. I've always been team like, don't step on the scale really or measure your health just based off of the number, because what it really is about is like your fat percentage to muscle percentage or like bone density, like all water weight, like all of these things. And so if you have access to something that can measure body fat, then that's the best way to kind of gauge your progress then. But the saddest thing ever, and something that I hate every time someone says it, Taylor, is that abs are made in the kitchen. And I'm like, you know what? Shut up.
They are. Don't
talk to me.
If you want visible abs.
And that's 100%. Why I will never have visible abs, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I think I'm okay not having
I'm at peace with that.
Visible abs.
And I think about that when like being on Survivor, I want to be like Kim and like Stephanie and like Chelsea and like these women that do actually have abs, and Amanda.
Oh yeah.
But
she was mentioned this episode.
I know.
I was gagged.
Yeah, I thought of you immediately.
Oh, thank you.
I was like, you're gonna be so happy.
Thank you.
Anyway, I'm just like, it's not in the cards for me because I do also think it's genetic.
Yeah.
Genetics.
Yeah.
But also, women tend to carry more body fat in the midsection anyway, and around our reproductive organs, because my uterus is sitting right there. Anyway, I'm just like, it's okay, because I'm going to live life and enjoy my strawberries and Nutella and my bread and my treats and my pizza every now and then.
Yes.
And that's just fine.
And
my ice cream, I love ice cream.
Yeah. Abs are out.
Abs are out,
girl.
Who cares?
What's in? I want big juicy tits.
Yes.
And I want a big juicy ass and big juicy thighs. That's what I want.
Same.
I want to look. You haven't watched Heated Rivalry yet, have you?
No, because what does it stream on?
HBO Max.
Well, so yeah, I don't have that.
I need to give you my login.
Yeah.
I think HBO Max kind of cracked down on location.
I'm gonna
like Netflix did though.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it'll work. But I was gonna say, Heated Rivalry, they're literally like ripped gods, and that's not what I'm trying to look like. But Ilya Rozanov, played by Connor Story, he has big beautiful tits and a big beautiful ass.
Yummy.
And I'm like, that's what I want.
That's what I want.
But
that's all I want to
be. The stuff they've discussed of like how they got their bodies to look like that, I'm like, oh, I will literally never look like that.
No, it genuinely has to be your full-time job.
Insane.
Is your physique.
Oh, yeah. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. I went to Costco today and bought a bunch of stuff that's supposed to be like better food for me. I bought a rotisserie chicken.
Okay.
And I bought a bunch of salad kits so that I can make like chicken salad, but the salads themselves, the croutons and dressing are packaged separately, so I don't have to use those.
Nice.
And then I bought a bunch of fresh fruit, and I bought chickpeas because chickpeas are supposed to be like really good for you too.
They are. I did just write down to send you this like supplement thing that I think I took this when I got back from my mission because I shamelessly ate ice cream and pastries every single day.
Cocaine.
When you're in Eastern Europe, like, duh.
Cocaine, is that the supplement you're talking about?
Yeah. And it snatches you.
Yes.
It burns everything. You look so good.
Oh, I literally have
just
a text.
Pick up smoking.
I have a text in my group chat that I sent earlier today where I said, I think I'm going to start doing battery acid and pills. I think that's what I want, which is probably what Coach is doing.
Don't do that, kids.
If we can be completely honest. Coach out here, battery acid pills. Anyway, yes. Alicia was saying, we were talking about Drag Race.
Yes, before we started recording.
Yes.
We were talking about how RuPaul, I love just like how RuPaul gives people like nicknames or a bit or whatever. And I'm watching a season right now with someone named Willow Pill, a queen. Season 14. And RuPaul always says Will Pill.
She's not a big pill. She's a willow pill.
Yeah, she's not a big pill. She's a willow pill. It's just so funny. And I was like, Taylor, you know who else is great at giving nicknames?
Who, Alicia?
The one, the only Tide Walker.
The Tide Walker,
Coach.
not the Dragon. The Dragon Slayer is gone.
Dragon Slayer's dead. Stay in the ground.
How many different ways can Coach say that he's like playing differently? That he's not even the Dragon Slayer anymore. He's the Tide Walker. Give me a break. Give me a break, girl.
But I was like, honestly, as much as I want to just like haze and bully Coach sometimes, I would love to receive a nickname from him.
I would laugh, I think. Because it was giving Philip. It was giving Stealth R Us.
Yes.
That's what it was giving. Yes.
He's lost it.
Oh yeah.
The Tide Walker has lost it. And now it's the Tide Walker and the Stone Bell and
the Oakbound Knight.
The Oakbound Warrior. The Oakbound Warrior.
Yeah. Whatever. Whatever.
And you know what? But I just like laugh. I'm like, okay, this was the alliance we knew would happen. We were worried it would happen. But you know what?
We should have dressed up as knights. That's what we should have done.
That's what we should have done.
We should have brought like swords or something.
Yeah, we didn't know how to dress up tonight.
Yeah, we were trying to think about costumes and we were both so burned out. We were like, let's just go as ourselves. Let's be authentic. Which is boring. We should have come in like a knight outfit with like a sword and shield and like a dragon or something.
We should have.
We should have come with feathers in our hair.
Oh my
God, Alicia.
Missed opportunity. We can do it.
So
we can do it
funny.
next week.
Okay, fierce.
I'll have to go find some feathers because I don't have feathers.
Okay, great.
But this week in Survivor, we're covering episode 5. 2 tribes went to tribal council.
They did.
Spoiler, just go watch the episode. But one of them was not the Kalo tribe. Okay, wow.
Kalo was safe.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Good luck listening to this episode because my brain is cooked.
Yes.
Anyway, so the Kalo tribe was safe.
Correct.
And I wasn't too mad about that because I was like, I think that would have been the most boring tribal anyway.
Yeah, it kind of seems
Maybe
like...
I'm wrong.
Well, I think there's a chance it could have been really exciting if Aubrey might have like played her idol.
True.
But it also feels like it could have just been a split on Aubrey and Tiff. And then Tiff goes home.
Yeah, I think it probably would have been something like that because there is this moment. We'll just hurry and get Kalo out of the way. So there was this moment where there's Aubrey and Tiff like laughing and having a good time and hanging out in the ocean and they're just like bonding. So cute. Vibing, being good friends. And then it's just like Aubrey and Genevieve laying in the shelter so awkward and they're like, we've survived like 10 days together.
We made it, bestie.
Yeah, and they're like,
and Aubrey's like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
cool.
Yeah.
And then Aubrey goes to Coach because she's like, right now I've deduced that Coach is the decision maker on this tribe. And she's correct, I think. So she goes to Coach and she's basically like, I'm not playing around. I want to play. Like, let's do this. And Coach is like, okay, I'm not playing. Like, cool. Let's do it. And I mean, yeah, he shouldn't be like, well, I don't know. You guys are on the bottom, blah, blah, blah. But he was like, yeah, I'll put my arm around her and just be like, sure, Aubrey, let's play. Yeah. And that was pretty much all we saw from that tribe.
Yeah.
Did we get any confessionals from Tiff?
No, I was just about to say it's another zero confessional episode for Tiff.
Woof.
So 5 episodes in, she has 2 confessionals.
Wow.
And had 1 in the premiere and 1 in episode 3. So hardcore purpled. Probably one of the more purpled people that we've ever seen in the new era because especially when they moved to 90-minute episodes, we really have not seen purpling on this level.
There's no excuse.
And even in the new era, I can only think of a handful of people that I'm like, they actually were purple. There was like Heather on 41.
Heather for sure.
Like I actually don't know their confessional numbers off the top of my head, but I want to say that like the trio of like Heidi, Jamie, and Lauren on 44 low-key feels kind of purple to me.
Lauren, I can't remember. Was she my winner pick?
She was the one that like randomly won like 2 or 3 immunities, but had like no screen time.
Yeah, and it would be like, who is she? And she had curly hair.
Yes,
she's black.
Beautiful.
Yeah, she's black,
beautiful,
right?
Yes.
Yes, gorgeous. Anyway, yeah, she was my winner pick. I remember that. Yeah. But she wasn't totally purpled, but kind of.
I mean, if I bet I could pull up now and tell ya. Let's see. Let's look at Survivor 44 confessional counts.
Yeah, I remember being disappointed.
But
about
yeah, while I'm doing that, another quiet episode for Tiff, in spite of her being the one that flipped the challenge around for them and got them to win. The other 2 people that got 0 confessionals were Genevieve, her first 0, and then Chrissy. It's her second 0, and Chrissy only has 5 confessionals, so she's pretty purpled too. And ding, 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 the 3 people that have 0s are women. So again, like,
yay!
Are we 50 seasons in? We're still playing that game, huh? 50 seasons in, we're still going to under-edit the girls.
For sure.
And give the men, we're going to give Coach 10 minutes of just babbling nonsense. We're going to give Zach Brown, like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's absurd. It's offensive.
It's really sad. It's really sad. Especially with, like I said, some of these people waiting so long to play again. Okay, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Survivor 44 final confessional count.
And the other thing I would say, too, it's not because they're not interesting either, or they don't have things to say. Like, those are interesting people. Like, Chrissy is a personality and a half. And I would love to hear more about how she's dealing with what Coach said.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, I know Chrissy has things to say. I know Genevieve has stuff to say. I know she's doing things. Yeah. And I know Tiffany is too. Like, she's a player. So it's not their lack of playing. It's just like the edit being like, nah, irrelevant.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, 44.
This is interesting because Heidi, Lauren, and Jamie they all made it. Okay. Jamie gets voted out the episode before the finale. Heidi and Lauren made it to the finale. So they all made it pretty deep. Heidi has 33 confessionals. Lauren has 30. Jamie has 35, which is way higher than I thought for all of them. But I think the reason why they feel so purple is because when you look at the confessional counts for the Tika 3, Jam Jam had 81. Carolyn had 65 and Carson had 59. The next highest number is 35.
Wow.
So like it was just maybe less of people being purpled and more of the Tika 3 being like so over edited.
Very interesting.
Which is fine because they were, by far and away the most interesting people on that season. But anyway, that just makes it even worse because it's like, wow, we're going to be 6 episodes in and Tiff has 2 confessionals.
That is absolutely
mega
ridiculous.
purpling, again, just feeding into this narrative of like, why is she there? And it's not her fault. And it's just kind of a bummer. And now we see with this preview for next week that they're merging. It's like, oh my God, now there's by far the biggest merge we've ever had, 17 people. How on earth are we getting anybody?
I don't know.
Like even screen time in that kind of capacity. So I really hope Tiff can, get a moment to shine, but we
got a confessional in the preview for next week from her.
Yes, that's true. But I think it's pretty safe to say, and I could always be wrong. I think it's pretty safe to say that Tiff is not winning 50.
No.
I think it's pretty safe to say that if we're just basing it on confessionals, because you want the audience to know,
and be familiar with their story from the beginning.
We can talk about Erica. Erica, I believe, had quite a few zero confessional episodes on 41. But we're just looking at this.
I feel like they learned from that mistake.
Yes, we're looking at this. Chrissy has 5. Tiffany has 2. Dee has 6. Jonathan and Camilla have 8 and 9 respectively. So those are all the people in single digits. Granted, yes, this is the first time that several of those people even went to tribal. Tiff and Chrissy have never been to tribal.
Jonathan's never been to tribal.
But at the same time, it's just like, how on earth are we doing episodes where like, Ozzy gets 9 confessionals, Rizzo gets 8.
Yeah,
it's like
that's ridiculous.
We can't squeeze in a little bit of time to see something else.
Yeah, 15 seconds.
Yeah,
in a 90 minute.
And like I don't know, like it's the biggest season they've ever done, but I just feel like that's not an excuse. I just feel like that's not an excuse. If you're gonna cast people on it, you should show them. Like
for sure. For sure.
I don't know.
Certainly. Who had the most confessionals this episode?
It was Ozzy had 9 and Rizzo had 8.
Okay.
And then everyone else, Christian had 6.
Okay.
And then everyone else was like 1, 2, or if you were Rick, you got 3, which is crazy. Like, why did Rick Devens get 3?
What did he even say?
Obviously, nothing memorable.
How many did Emily have?
Emily had 1.
Okay, I was going to say, I don't even remember a ton of input from Emily.
It's really interesting to see, too, because in spite of Christian and Emily working so closely together and going to every single tribal and being on the same tribe, Christian has almost double the confessionals that Emily does. Christian has 35. Emily has 19. Ozzy has 34. So it's just like, we're really over editing. Rizzo now has 16. Rick has 17. The highest woman
Suri
is Emily with 19.
Okay.
Genevieve has 17. Suri's at 13.
What?
So it's just like,
wow.
There's a couple main characters that have
That's a really big
emerged.
Imbalance. That's interesting.
Yeah.
But the season still has a long way to go.
Yeah, there's still probably going to be 7 or 8 episodes depending on what the breakdown looks like. But yeah, it's a little wild. It's a little wild for sure.
It's pretty wild. It's but it makes me feel okay about Emily as my winner pick.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
then Christian as my secret winner pick.
Yeah, for sure.
And Suri is a great one. Obviously, she's not invisible.
Yeah, and like I said, you never know. Like who knows what'll happen? But I think it's just pretty safe to say that if certain people were winning, we'd probably be seeing a lot more of them. Because the fact that Genevieve found 2 idols, but the fact that she hasn't gone to tribal yet, and we've seen so much of her basically every episode. It's like, okay, they obviously want to keep her visible.
Yep.
That's like an old school way of reading the edit. Have we talked about Edgic on the pod before? Do you know what Edgic is?
No.
Edgic is it's a portmanteau of edit logic. And it's not unique to Survivor, but I believe Survivor was the first to adopt this way of analyzing reality competition TV, where basically, so you can give, based on the edit of the episode, every player can get a number 1 through 5, which shows how visible they were. And then you can label their edit as like over the top, invisible, middle of the road, complex personality. They have like all these different categories that you could rank the edit. And edit logic, or EDGIC, was essentially the way that people predict who's going far, who's winning. For example, if you get a lot of and the last thing, you can indicate whether the edit was positive or negative. So if you have a player that's getting a lot of like over the top -5, so they're super visible, but the edit is very negative.
They're going far.
They're going far, but they're not winning because the show very rarely wants to portray its winner in a negative light because that would make the audience upset. I want to say the only winner that has ever been on Survivor that is portrayed in the edit to be really unlikable is Jenna Maraska on Amazon. And they did that because her winning leaked before the season had even aired. So to try and throw people off,
interesting,
they edit her to be,
she's like, come on,
kind
guys,
of bitchy. So and it's funny because I have a friend that started watching Survivor from the beginning. And when she got to Amazon and watched it, she was like, how did Jenna win?
Yeah, she
like,
was confused.
How did Jenna win? Nobody liked her. And I was like, bestie, I'm not trying to throw shade at you, but like, yeah, you were the edit misled you on purpose because Jenna was going to beat anybody except for Rob Sesternino. She was going to beat literally everybody. Yeah. She was way more liked than it seemed like on the show. So anyway, EDGIC.
I love that. EDGIC.
So,
okay.
In the new era, EDGIC has not been as reliable as it used to be because they've tried to tell different kinds of stories. But it's still kind of a good way to see, you know, how far do we think someone is going, how integral they are to the season. So the fact that, you know, Tiffany's edit is, her EDGIC would probably read like invisible, 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 invisible. Like she's probably not.
Yeah, she's,
you know, going far or is, really irrelevant to the story. I would say based on the way her edit is going, if there's an episode where we get 2 or 3 confessionals from Tiff out of the blue, I think she's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like she's just irrelevant to the story that they are telling.
Yes.
And she's not going to have that much of an impact on the winner's game.
Yeah.
Or the game of people that go really far.
Yeah.
Because you'll have, like, People's Alliance members have a good edit still because they're, like, very involved in the plans. But it's just like, okay, so Tiffany's game is going to have virtually no consequence. And she's working with Aubrey, so her and Aubrey are probably screwed. You know?
I mean, I don't know.
But we are getting some of Aubrey.
I was going to say, Aubrey is someone that, in spite of never going to Tribal, has been visible every single episode.
Yeah, and she does have this, like, underdog kind of story where she has some power, and she has, like, the idol, and there's people looking out for her, but she, like, can't seem to find her footing. Yeah.
And one common feature of EDGIC prior to the new era, because the edit has changed a little bit, is that... and this will show you how like biased the editing is. When women are shown every episode without needing to be, that's usually a really good indicator they're going far. The classic example of that is Michelle in Ko Wrong. She doesn't go to Tribal before the merge, but she is very visible in every single episode. And that clued a lot of people in early on that she was either going deep or winning. Because why would they go out of their way to show
her,
Michelle, giving her thoughts on the game, even though she never went to Tribal and all that stuff like didn't matter?
Interesting.
So the fact that we're seeing Aubrey every single episode, even though she's on the bottom and is not going to Tribal, but we get her thoughts on the game every single episode, I actually think is a really good indicator that Aubrey could go really deep. I'm not spoiled on this season. I don't know who wins.
Well, I mean, and it could be like Tiffany maybe could be the Heather to the Erica in being
just completely invisible.
Yes, in being Aubrey's Heather is what I'm trying to say. Because she could still have an impact to a winner's game.
Yeah.
But like she was just a number for them or always there for them.
Yeah.
So Aubrey, oh my Helen Keller.
Coke, girl. We need to get that Coke
I need
out.
the battery acid. I know. Borderline here. I've never done that. No, I really have never done that.
I haven't either.
Okay.
I've never done
Because that was a joke that I was like, I totally have never. No, I've actually never done
I've
that.
taken gummies. That's like the most
Nice.
intense drug that I've ever done.
Nice.
Yeah.
The most intense drug I've ever done was off of like our wisdom teeth. I mean, we've Oxy. That's intense stuff.
Yeah. I didn't have any wisdom teeth. Did you not know that?
I had one wisdom tooth, and I always thought I was so cool because I didn't have one. It developed like really, really late.
Oh, yeah?
And then they were like, oh, you actually have one wisdom tooth.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't have any.
Wow.
I, like spring break of my freshman year of college, I didn't go on vacation with my friends to California because my parents were like, you should get your wisdom teeth out for your mission.
And you're like,
And I was like, okay. And then I went and they were like, you don't have any. And I was like,
I could have gone.
okay.
Thanks.
Rude.
Very rude.
I actually was really kind of relieved internally because I was terrified that I would come out to my parents on the drugs. That was my biggest fear, is that I would be like loopy or whatever, and I'd be like,
I'm gay.
Mom, don't tell anybody that I'm gay. Shh. Like, I was so worried I would do
That's
something like that.
hilarious. Oh my god.
Yeah, so no wisdom teeth for me. Josh got his wisdom teeth out last summer. Did you know that?
Oh my gosh, so late in life.
Oh, yeah.
Did he have that much space in his mouth for it to come in?
No, that's why he needed to
He was
get
in
them out.
pain.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, he stopped being in pain because his wisdom teeth... Sorry, Josh, I'm going to spill your tea. Especially on the bottom, his wisdom teeth were growing horizontally in his mouth and pushing his other teeth sideways and like down into his bone. So
Rude.
they took he had 4 wisdom teeth they took out another molar down here, I think, on this side, and he was going to take out a 6th tooth, but that tooth had been pushed down like into Josh's like jawbone.
Yeah, so they were like fused.
And so the oral surgeon was like, I left the tooth in there because I feel like it would cause way more problems to try and get it out. And it doesn't seem like it's causing you any problems right now. So we'll just leave it and cross that bridge when we get to it.
Dang.
And I was like, okay. So they ended up taking out
Did he say anything
5
funny?
teeth. Honestly, he didn't really say a lot of funny things. They told me that the first thing he asked them when he woke up and they were like, hey, like, welcome back, he asked if he could smoke weed.
Nice.
And they said, oh, no, you can't do that. And then the only other funny thing I remember was that after he was done, I was driving to Costco to go get his drugs, and Ozzy Osbourne had just passed away.
Oh.
And so he was like, can we listen to Ozzy Osbourne? And then I put Ozzy Osbourne on, and then when I went into Costco, I was like, hey, Josh, like, look at me. You can't get out of the car.
Yeah.
Because I left him in the car. I was like, you need to stay in the car. I'm going to get your drugs. Like, you cannot leave. You need to stay in the car. And he was like... And so then I, like, went into Costco, and I came back out, and he was just sitting there in his seat like this, listening to Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne. So just, like...
On repeat.
Yeah, literally. It was
the gauze,
so
everything.
funny. Oh, yeah. It was
That
great.
is so funny. The thing
fierce.
I was nervous about with my wisdom teeth was that I would say something about the doctor because he was fine.
Oh, love.
He was hot.
Love.
Yeah. His name's Dr. Jackson Brown.
Love Dr. Jackson Brown.
Yeah, he was handsome. I was
that.
like, I'm going to say something embarrassing.
Yeah.
And I don't think I did.
Yeah.
But I just remember I was funny, and my mom like had footage of everything and stuff. But I was just like, we need to tell everyone in the world about how amazing Dr. Brown is and how nice he is and how like good he did with my teeth. And we were driving just like down the street, and I rolled down my window, and there was a lady just walking, and I was like, hey, do you know Dr. Brown? My mom's like, oh my gosh, like
That's
rolls up the
so
window.
funny.
Anyway, it was funny. It was pretty funny. Okay.
The last thing we need to get to on Kahlo.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check my notes. Go for it.
I think the last thing that we really need to talk about is Coach.
Yeah.
And then we're done with Kahlo. Alicia,
That's pretty
tell us about Coach's
Oh, yes.
actions and experiences and journey in this episode.
Well, Coach feels like he is just chilling, and this is like the peak moment of his life where he is his true self on TV. the Dragon Slayer has been buried and is dead.
Yes.
And a new person has awoken in him.
Yes.
Called the Tide Walker.
Yes.
And why is this? I can't exactly remember. Something about how the tides don't rip through barriers, they move around them.
He said it's like Japanese folklore,
yes,
medieval,
whatever.
Something or whatever. Yeah. He probably made it up.
Probably. But he's now the Tide Walker.
Yes.
So he did mention in a confessional, he doesn't want to have the strategy of just like a riptide or like a tsunami of just crashing through everything.
Yeah.
But as the tide like rises, it moves around everything and it like yeah.
And,
it's very slow.
And he prefaced it by saying like, you know, a lot of people like think that I'm not good at the social game. Yeah. But that's not true. Like I actually am really good at the social game and I'm killing it here on 50. And I was like, sure, coach.
Show, don't tell.
Sure. Like you're so good at the social game. We've seen 3 previous seasons where you are the butt of every joke. Your social game is incredible,
and
coach.
I'm gonna call to something in tribal council with the Sela tribe where they're talking about Rizzo and coach Jeff is like, okay, everyone, what is Rizzo missing out on by not having his season air? Like he hasn't seen his season air yet. What is that like? And Rick Devens is like, you kind of get to see yourself through the perspective of your tribe and of the viewers and like what they think, because how you play it out in your head isn't always how it looks. Coach has had this experience
several times,
and he's still
in one ear,
out the other. It's just like completely irrelevant. It hasn't even happened.
Coach is pulling a Jada Essence Hall, one might say, that his seasons are on the TV and he's going, look over there.
Yes.
So dumb.
Over there.
Yeah.
I love Jada. Yeah. Okay. Yes, completely. And I was thinking about that in that moment. I was like, but you know what? Some of these players have seen themselves on repeat and still don't seem to understand.
Oh, yeah. You can tell who learned and who didn't.
And who did not. Coach is one of the I did not. But you know what? That's why we love Coach. Yes. Whatever. That's why he's here.
Yes.
So the only thing that really happens on Kahlo is 2 people get knighted.
Yes.
Shocker.
Very big honor.
Huge.
One might say.
Huge. Biggest honor on Survivor. They got knighted. Joe. Coach starts by telling Joe this whole background behind his new name. Yeah. Which is the Stone Bell.
Coach who says to Joe, I wrote this down because it was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Coach says, Joe, you are the most resolute, stalwart, and truthful person to ever play the game, including myself.
I died when he said that. And he was like, including me, which
I texted my friend Kenzie, who I love so much.
We love Kenzie.
Said, I want to be on whatever drugs Coach is on. And you want to know what she said? She said, it made me laugh so hard. She said the following. She said, I think Coach is pure lunatic, no drugs, which is even scarier. I can't wait to watch him.
Yep.
And I think she's right.
I think she is
and that's
spot
what this
on. Is. That's what this is.
Coach sat down on the beach with Joe and said, I want to make history. And that's what this is.
That's exactly what this is.
Fucking insanity coming out of this man's mouth. And he believes every word.
Do you think Joe believes every word? Or because Colby, who also gets knighted as the oak-bound warrior, he laughs. And he's like, he just kind of laughed. It was like, oh, thank you.
Even in his confessional, Colby seemed to, like, he said that he was honored, but he seemed to kind of just be, like, laughing with it of, like, oh, Coach, haha.
Coach, like, what an honor.
Joe kind of seemed a little serious about it, like, which is a red flag to me. I'm sad because, like, in spite of him being whatever, like, I kind of did like Joe quite a bit on 48. And I am really not enjoying him on 50. It's giving just like the most annoying, self-righteous, like a little bit pompous.
Well, the
Like,
thing
it's just
that,
so frustrating.
because I think what we loved about Joe in 48 is that he is those things. Like, he is honest, and he does have like integrity, and he is so kind, and he loves people, and blah 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 blah.
And he's hot.
Yes, yes, he is hot. But Survivor broke him and ripped his soul in half.
It did.
So I think what we are seeing is the consequence of those things, which is a insecure, scared man that does not know what to do with himself, and he's losing it. That's what I think is happening.
He is definitely losing it, and he's in good company because Coach loses it every time he plays Survivor.
And he's like, you know what? You get used to it, bud.
Yeah,
you'll get used to it. Stone Bell.
Yeah.
Like,
so
what?
we've got the
most honorable, resolute man to play this game, including
myself, because Coach is so humble. He's so humble.
That is wild.
Crazy. Stone Bell Monk, Oakbound Warrior, Tidewalker. Yes. Potentially the worst final three of all time if it comes to fruition.
Potentially.
I think so.
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a final three that would be worse than that combination of men right there. No. I really don't.
Yeah.
If that's the final three of season 50, just take me out. Take me out back and shoot
Kenzie's going to watch it.
Please. I don't even want to see it. If a man, I'm going to say this too. If a man wins 50, I don't want to see it either.
Hilarious.
I don't want to see any men win.
What?
Absolutely not.
Not a single one?
The only one that I want to, okay, whatever. Christian, yeah, fine.
Christian, yeah.
And after this episode, I'm down. I'm fine with Rizzo winning too.
I would love a Rizzo
I'm down for Rizzo. But all the other men, hell to the no.
Even in Aussie?
Hell to the no. Oh, okay. Aussie would be fine too.
See?
Okay, sorry.
There's some.
Anytime that I get an opportunity to just slander the male race, I'm going to take it.
You will.
And including me, including myself.
No.
Including myself. Wow. Stupid. He's so dumb.
Including me.
Should I beat a dead horse by saying, Coach, be for fucking real. Be serious. I need you to get it together.
Incapable.
Delusion.
It's genuinely not in his DNA. Like, maybe he's an actual narcissist.
Maybe.
Because he genuinely isn't capable of, like, pretending there's another reality outside of his own. And maybe that's why he's been able to watch himself on TV every time.
Yeah.
And still not see what anyone else sees.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Don't know.
Either way, don't know.
Don't know. Didn't know. She sang. I thought she rapped or whatever. Have
I
told you that one?
Again? Yes.
It's Mariah Carey getting interviewed and being asked about Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
By Barbara Walters.
Okay.
And Barbara's reading the lyrics and she goes, I'm quick to check a bitch if she is out of line. Are you the bitch she's singing about? And Mariah Carey goes, don't know. Don't know. I didn't know she sang. I thought she rapped or whatever. Mariah Carey was ahead of her time with that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I say that all the time.
Carey.
I say that
don't know
all the time at work.
Who knew? She was like a little shady
My
girl.
boss will ask me a question and then I'll be like, don't know. Don't know. Didn't know she's saying it. Then my boss will be like, shut up. Shut up. Oh, speaking of, man,
yes.
We were talking about the doctor.
Yeah.
I got read.
Please.
By the doctor.
The library was open.
Because I was at the doctor to talk about Lexapro and how I stopped taking it, whatever. Stop your meds, everybody. It was fierce. So then we were talking about like ADHD, and then he was like, well, I'll just ask you some questions about it to see if we could send you in for a consultation or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, just tell me if these things apply to you. And he was like, talking excessively. I was like, yes. And then he was like, trouble waiting your turn. And I was like, yes. And then he was like, in class, did you ever get called out for daydreaming? And I was like, oh, no, not for daydreaming. I usually got called out for talking. And then he was like, that was my next question.
Like,
and I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, then yes.
Yeah, it made me laugh.
Wait, does that mean they're gonna put you on like ADHD meds?
Oh, I mean, if I get diagnosed, maybe, but I don't know if I feel like I fear for the rest of humanity what I would be like if I had Adderall in my system.
You would be.
I'd be so productive.
You would be invincible. No, you would take over the world.
Oh yeah,
I'm serious.
Maybe one day I just take 2 for fun.
Just for the hell of it.
Have you ever done that?
Taken 2 Adderalls? It's ironic because I took one and then forgot I took it already and took another. So yes, I have done that.
Was it crazy?
Yeah, it's not fun when you accidentally take way too much because it makes my anxiety go through the roof.
Oh, God.
And my heart rate just be like
fierce.
Yeah.
Okay. Alicia, what would your coach nickname be? What would he name you?
Oh my gosh. What would he name me? This is an excellent question. I think the real answer is no one can even know besides Coach himself.
How about we knight each other then?
Okay.
How are we knighting each other? What are the names we're giving?
We're giving ourselves or each other?
Each other. Imagine you're knighting me.
Okay.
What are you knighting me as? You're welcoming me into your alliance. What's the name you're giving
as coach?
Me? Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That's a good one. The good thing to think about here. I mean, it has to be something. This is kind of what I'm thinking. Okay. How come I just went brain dead of the girl that's Hercules?
Megara.
Yeah. I think it would have to be something that has to do with her because I get Meg vibes sometimes from you.
From me?
But you're way more friendly, but you're just like...
I give Megara?
Just because I think fierce.
Oh my God. I'm so honored by this.
But she's a little bit more like shady and kind of like, And you're not like that.
Yeah. Well.
It would have to be something sneaky and sly.
Okay.
This takes a lot of thought.
Oh, we can tell by the things that Coach said.
You're like, we can tell, girl. You're taking 100 years to gather one sentence. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can I think about this and do it next episode? As an assignment?
Sure.
Do you have one right now for me?
I feel like I have a couple ideas, but yeah, we can put a pin in it and maybe revisit.
You can tell me.
No, it's okay.
You can tell me.
No, it's okay. Let's put a pin in it and then we can revisit it. And we can knight each other at the beginning of the next episode.
Okay. I'm going to write this down as a homework assignment.
Okay. Fierce.
Knight each other.
If you wanted to know what I thought my nickname would be,
yes,
it would be the cock blocker. I thought that's what mine would be.
I like that.
Because Coach should be like, you are always so willing to block other people's happiness, other people's conversations. You're so good at interrupting. And I was like, oh my God, you're so right.
You're so right.
Yeah, for sure.
But you'd have to interrupt him in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm not...
Just
actual cock blocking isn't happening on the island. We know people are too hungry and tired for that.
Yeah,
but like
gross and nasty.
Conversations, personal space, competitions. Like I'm always getting in people's way, interrupting.
Yep.
Speaking over, stealing jackets,
stealing the spotlight, stealing jackets,
winning the talent show.
Yes, that would be you.
Absolutely.
And he would hate that so much because you just.
Oh, he couldn't stand me.
So you're his personal cock blocker.
He couldn't take me. Oh yeah.
That's what it is.
That's what my mission would be: is come out there and do everything I can to piss Coach off.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That would be perfect. It would have his personal. So it would be the PCB. You're his PCB, bro. The personal assigned coach cock blocker.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
Not a bad assignment.
Either that, or if we have to stick with this like nature theme of like tide, stone, oak, I maybe would be like the like swamp lord or something like that.
The swamp lord.
Yeah, like Shrek.
Yeah.
What are you doing in the swamp? That's what I would be.
Do you want to know something crazy? Yeah. I saw Shrek for the first time last year.
Are you kidding me?
No, and
you've never seen any of them or the first one?
No, none of them.
Oh my God.
It has been one of the worst facts about myself until now.
Did you live?
Hardly.
You didn't like it?
Oh, no. Sorry. I thought you meant like before that.
Did you love it?
Loved it.
It's so good.
It was funny. And I thought...
How did you watch all 4 of them?
I watched 1, 2, and 3.
Because you want to hear my hot take? I think, like, yes, Shrek 1, Shrek 2 are amazing. Shrek the Third gets hated online. And I think Shrek the Third is fierce.
Sam said that, and I liked it. I was like,
Shrek the Third is fierce.
I think it's good. It's funny.
You think that the movie that has all of the princesses being cunty and fighting is lame?
The worst?
Oh my God, that's like the best scene in all 3 movies. Yes. It's when Cinderella is fucking sharpening her slipper and throwing it at people. That shit is fierce. You're telling me that's the worst one?
That is fierce.
You have Julie Andrews, whatever the queen's name is, busting open walls with her head. You have Sleeping Beauty falling over in the middle of the street and tripping people.
Amazing.
You're telling me that's the worst Shrek movie?
That's crazy.
We also, my friends and I still quote the one where they're talking to Merlin. They go to visit Merlin.
Yeah.
And he's like talking about like primal scream therapy. And he's like, we could also try primal scream therapy. Ah! Ah!
It's such a good form of therapy.
It's so good. When Shrek sees the baby carriage in the fire, because Merlin's like, tell me what you see. And Shrek's like, I see a rainbow pony. I think it's funny.
It is funny.
I think it's funny. Oh, we also quote when they go to the school to pick up Arthur, and he's like giving the speech in front of all the students, and then he's like, and Gwen, oh Gwen, I've always loved you. And she goes, ew. And then later on, they like see Shrek. Maybe it's before that scene, but she sees Shrek and she goes like, totally ewith.
Totally
Yeah,
ewith.
totally. We say that all the time.
Yeah, do I bother with the 4th?
Okay. You want to hear? I'll one up you. I've never seen the 4th one. I've still never seen the 4th.
Okay.
I've never seen Shrek Forever After. But Shrek the Third is overhated. Is it as good as the first 2? No. Mm-hmm. But that movie is hilarious. It's so funny.
It is funny.
When Snow White gives one of the dwarfs to Fiona as the baby, like the baby shower present.
Yes.
And she opens it and he's like, where's the baby? And she's like,
baby?
oh, Snow, you shouldn't have. She's like, oh, don't even worry about it. I've got 6 more at home.
That is crazy.
Funny.
That is crazy.
Funny. You're just mad because I was voted fairest in the land. Oh, you mean in that rigged election? It's so funny.
This is when you give some Meg vibes to me, though.
Thank you.
See?
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that dark, like, I love it.
Yes. All right. We've lost the plot a little bit. So
We're fine. We're fine.
Reel it back in. Let's do some spearfishing like Zach Brown. Yes. Bring it back. So we covered, basically, that's all that happens on Kahlo because they win the immunity challenge.
Let's go to Sela. No. I was
going to say, let's go to Vaatu.
Because they start off the episode.
So Vaatu.
And we're just now getting to the story.
Yes. We covered everything that happens on Kahlo, so that's great. So yes, we come back from Tribal, and Ozzy, I'm pissed! Ozzy's mad. He doesn't necessarily yell, but he's like,
no.
I just don't understand like why you did that. Christian takes all the blame, which was interesting. I didn't necessarily know if I expected him to do that because I know that we had said lastly, like, oh, Emily's going to go back and throw Christian under the bus. But Christian very readily was like,
maybe she did.
I'm the one that told Steph and Emily not to tell you. Ozzy has the confessional where he's like, I get that Emily was trying to clue me in now. Mm-hmm. But he's mad. He's really upset.
In his words, he threw a tantrum.
Yes. And he mentions that like it brings him back to like other experiences he's had in Survivor. Christian's like, maybe he's seeing a bit of John Cochran in me because in South Pacific, Ozzy was left out of the vote by one of his allies and it screwed his game. And now maybe he sees John Cochran in me.
Which is good awareness from Christian.
Yes.
Because I think sometimes what people lack in Survivor is thinking about their opponent's perspective and like their own experience. And Christian does that so well because he's like, what could he be feeling right now?
Yes.
Like, such an opposite of Coach, but it's just thinking about the other and like, how can I speak to his scars or his Survivor scars and Survivor experience and like gain trust in him. And I think Christian played this right. Yeah. I really do. I think he like assumed the responsibility. There's no other way to go around that because it was his fault.
We didn't want you to have to lie to Mike. Did you want to have to lie to Mike? And it's like, okay, Christian, like, that's not why you did it. But like, sell it, girl, sell it.
He didn't want to tell him because he knew he wouldn't lie to Mike. Yes, which he was right.
And Ozzy says that in the confessional. He's like, "Oh, I totally would have tried, and I would have
blown up their plan." Yeah. And 100%. So Christian played that right for the outcome he wanted. He got it, and he played it well.
Yes, the 3-2-1 was justified.
Yes, for sure. The 3-2-1 was very, very justified. But there's still some mending to do. And Ozzy goes to Christian with the, not ultimatum, but proposal of like, hey, if you really want to continue working with me and gain my trust, you're going to need to give me your shot in the dark.
Oh, yeah. That's like deep into the episode that happens.
I thought he mentioned that. Oh, no, he didn't mention that yet.
Yeah.
Hey, so never mind.
No, that's good because that is where this storyline leads to. The very next morning, Ozzy is very friendly, like really plays it up with Christian of like, I'm so sorry that I snapped at you last night. Like, I feel really bad. That's the old Ozzy. I don't want to do that. He's really trying to sell that he's like not upset, that he wants to keep moving with Christian. In confessional, he's like, if we lose again, I want to take Christian out.
Yeah.
So Ozzy is still bent on making that happen. Ozzy links up with Steph. Steph gets like her one confessional this episode where she's like, you know, like, I am linking up with Ozzy and I feel like we can play the middle. Like we could either pull in Angelina as a number or we could work with Christian and Emily. So I'm feeling really good. You know, Stephanie was kind of in a pretty rough position on this tribe and seems to have recovered, unfortunately, because I do not want her there. I would love to see her gone.
I don't think she'll be there much longer.
Oh, I think she's going deep. I think she's going deep. I think Stephanie's going deep because she's not going to win.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah,
you're right.
And then we don't get a confessional from Angelina about Mike getting voted out. Seems like it's the story of the season that whenever there's a storyline that we actually would love
that we're counting on,
get some resolution to, we don't get it.
Yeah.
She does get one confessional later in the episode where she talks about it, but I was like, oh my God, I wanted to see the immediate fallout. It focused all on Ozzy. Angelina says in her exit interview that
oh my gosh, I didn't even listen to him.
She says like, I was really upset. I actually had to tell Christian to leave me alone because he wanted to come talk to me. And I was like, can you just respect that I don't want to talk right now?
That's what we want to see.
Exactly. I'm like, God, like, no, instead we have to see fucking Coach fucking naming people after the sun and the moon and the stars and the wind and the earth and the sea. Like, stupid. So, yeah. So, and then, Ozzy, you know, is basically like, okay, yeah, like I am going to potentially think about voting out Christian because he betrayed my trust. That's all that happens pre-challenge on Vatu. We jump over to Sela, and their storyline of the episode is beginning to be sown. Alicia, walk us through what's happening on Sela before the challenge.
So before the challenge, we get it from the perspective of Jonathan, which is that the Sela tribe, the majority is just going to be held by the former Kahlo Four. In Charlie, Jonathan, Camilla, and Dee. And it's just like, we're sitting pretty. We've got this four. We're working together, but I want to pull in Devins. Why?
Because all of the people that I dislike seem to be finding
their ways to each other and doing well.
Yeah.
And turning on
us.
The
name of this season is everybody that Taylor doesn't like, with the exception of Charlie. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Everyone that I don't like is linking up, aligning, and in really good positions.
Great positions.
Which is annoying.
It is utterly frustrating. Yeah. It is really frustrating.
So Jonathan is like, yeah, between Suri, Rizzo, and Devins, I feel the best about Devins. I'm going to pull him in. Jonathan farts on TV.
Would
don't think we need to say anything else about that.
At least he didn't poop himself.
See, but pooping yourself is iconic. Pooping yourself is iconic. Farting on TV and then like laughing like, I'm like, gross. Okay. Everybody farts. Everyone farts.
I know.
Farts are funny. Okay, farts are funny. But I feel like there's a difference between like, you know, you're sitting on the couch laughing with your friends and you toot and it's funny versus like, oh, I'm this big macho man. What's going on? Like, oh my God, men, I fucking hate them. They're so full of it. God, they're fucking awful. He's so annoying. I'm sorry. I know there's so many Jonathan fans out there. He's this gentle giant, beautiful. He's got those massive tits. Sorry. But man, I can't stand him. I cannot stand him. I don't want him here anymore. I'm so sick of him. He's so frustrating to watch.
Oh.
Just like, can we have any modicum of like...
Any what? What is that?
Modicum? Like any ounce, any piece, any part of like class, interest, personality.
No.
Absolutely not. That's not what Jonathan's here to sell. No. Jonathan sat down with the president of Disney Channel and he said, and that's what this is.
That's what this is,
Yeah.
making history.
Stupid.
Listen, one thing to the Jonathan fans, I love watching him dive off of a platform.
Oh, yeah. I'm not knocking the
Aquaman?
physical game at all, girl.
No, for sure. I'm just, some of the good things, they're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But that we could have done without. And pooping your
Yes.
pants on TV, it is iconic.
Oh.
Never been done before.
Never been done before. That God.
Totally
Do you know
unique.
that God?
Yes.
Yes.
Totally unique.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, show-stopping, completely
Totally
not
unique.
ever been done before, unafraid
totally
to
unique.
reference. Yeah, love her.
Unafraid to reference or not reference.
Yes,
Incredible.
she's so fierce.
That is
for
Jonathan.
that. Yes.
So then Jonathan decides with like Devins and whatever that the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. So they're going to target Rizzo.
So then Jonathan Jonathan takes it to Charlie and Dee. And they're like, I'm down to do it.
Yeah.
And then Dee, like the queen she is, she save
said,
the fucking day.
Save the plot.
I wrote in my notes several times. I said, thank God for Dee.
I love Dee.
Thank God for Dee on this episode. I'll forgive you for crying at Zach Brown for this because you definitely made up for it, Diva. Dee is like, Jonathan and Charlie seem to have their own agenda, and that's not what I'm here to do. No. I don't want to play by their game. No. I want to play mine. So Dee goes to Rizzo and is like, hey, bestie.
So
they want to get rid of you. How do you feel about it? And Rizzo's like, oh, like, I definitely don't want to work with them. Dee's like, how would you feel about working with the girls? And Rizzo's like, oh my God, I worked with girls on my season. I am not a guy's guy. And I was like, thank God for Rizzo.
Yep.
Thank God for Rizzo. This duo, I'm like, love.
I love this duo. And
I loved it.
It's just like a Savannah Rizzo, like, because Dee and Savannah as players, I feel like were pretty similar. They were just given different situations. Because Dee was like working from the top and like orchestrating everything.
Yeah.
Savannah was just fighting for her life one day at a time.
Yeah.
But in terms of personality and their like archetype, I'm like, this is a win for Rizzo.
Yep.
I loved this from Dee because I feel like she, as a winner and as a very, very threatening winner, could be like, I'm just trying to blend and not make waves. Like, I want to be a tide walker. Like, I don't want to crash in. I don't. But no. Does she do that? No. She's like, I am here to play my own game, and that plan is not one that I'm down for.
Yes.
Like, I don't like this because I feel like Jonathan and Devins have their own thing going on, I guess. And I don't want to do that.
Yep.
So we're not going to do that. And she likes Sari.
Yes.
And Jonathan
was trying to get her,
was like, we can't do this. We got to vote out Sari. And she's like, I know, and my best friend at home told me I would have to vote out Sari, but I'm not going to do that.
Dee's best friend, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quiet.
Be quiet.
Quiet.
I don't want to hear. You don't know anything about anything, girl.
No.
Be quiet.
Sit down, please. And so she blazes her own trail. Yep. She goes to Rizzo and says, whatever, let's do this, us and the girls. Rizzo tells Dee about the idols.
Yes, he did that with all three girls individually this episode. He tells Dee before the challenge, at least in the edit, then he tells Sari and Camilla after.
And this starts Operation what?
Operation Bad Blood.
Operation Bad Blood. And I thought it was so funny that he named it Operation Bad Blood. And it's like his own plan in his own mind. Just to like get at Charlie. And he's like, I'll speak your language. I'm going to speak in terms of Taylor Swift. This is Operation Bad Blood. Because we've got bad blood, sister.
Yeah.
And Charlie,
I can't wait for the Instagram edits for this.
Oh, it's so good.
Because the fans are gonna go crazy.
Oh,
they're gonna go
nuts.
They're gonna put the compilation of all the scenes with Bad Blood playing in the background. It's gonna be captioned like "When Twinks Fight" or whatever it is. I already can see it so vividly in my mind.
If it doesn't exist, you have to make it.
Oh, I will.
Okay.
Oh, I will.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And Charlie thinks he's so sneaky. And he goes up to Rizzo early in the morning. Rizzo's casually sleeping in his boat. And he's like, hey, who else did you tell about the idol? And he's like, just you and Dee. Like, I've just told you and Dee, which was true at that point. And Charlie was like, okay, because Jonathan was like talking to me about something and he made it seem like he knew already. So I told him, but I just like wanted to see if you told him and are not telling me. Like he kind of tried to put him in a corner and Rizzo was like, yeah, no. Confessional. Rizzo was like, do you think I'm an idiot, Charlie?
He was like,
I know what
Charlie's
you're trying
obviously
to do.
trying to sow division.
Yeah. And Rizzo, he is so smart.
Yeah.
Like that he clocked into this and was just like, yeah, no. Charlie will never let go of this like vendetta against Rizzo for not voting for his number one, which he did.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are that Charlie read a bunch of comments on social media telling him to get a personality that was not Taylor Swift lyrics. And so then he was like, oh, got it. Like, the one other interesting thing about me is that I lost Survivor 46 because my best friend didn't vote for me.
Got it.
And that's my personality.
And I can do that.
And so that's what it's getting.
And you know what? I liked it better than the Taylor Swift.
Sure. You know?
What are...
2 is an improvement from 1.
2 is an improvement from 1. That's for sure. What are your thoughts on not voting for a number one?
Like in general?
Yeah, in general.
I mean, like in general, here's what I'll say. I think that when at its core, voting on a jury has no criteria. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. Pick a number between...
If I made it to the end and my number one didn't vote for me, I think I would be pissed too.
I would be livid.
I think I'd be pissed too. So I just made fun of Charlie. See, I'm coach now. That's fine. Because I feel like I would feel the same way. Maybe I wouldn't like make it my whole personality on the season like he did. But like, yeah, if we made it to the end, I mean, I guess we're friends in real life, so that's different. But like if we had met on the island and worked together the whole time, especially if it was like, you know, Maria tried to get Charlie and then he got her. So it's like maybe a little different. If we were like a Rizzo Savannah where we made it literally to all the way to the end and then you didn't vote for me, I'd be like, what the fuck?
I would never do that though.
Like,
yeah.
So yeah, like, but then like I said, at the same time, it's like you get to vote for whoever you want. So if your number one doesn't vote for you, you can still be hurt by it. But like, I don't think you can turn around and be like, oh, that was stupid. Your criteria was dumb. Because it's like, yeah, maybe they're bitter. Maybe your number one is a bitter old hag like Maria. Okay.
Which sucks so bad because I know in some circumstances it doesn't cost someone actually $1 million. And it wasn't just on Maria. Other people could have voted for Charlie and didn't.
Yeah.
But she was his number one. Anyway, I was just like, I mean, if you're on the jury and let's say your ride or die in the game is at the final 3, but you think someone else played a better game, would you vote for the person that you think will win and played the better game or your bestie?
It depends on how much I liked them, yeah.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky.
If the person that played the best game is annoying, I'd be like, well,
whatever.
I don't know if I'm gonna
vote for you. It's hard. It's hard. And that's why we love Survivor. It's a hard game.
Yeah.
Charlie will never let this go. And he let it personally sink his game.
I think the only criteria that I would have as a juror that I know for a fact is if you, and this has only happened in a handful of seasons, but I'm so passionate about it. If there's any shenanigans where it's like you got voted out and came back in the game, I'm never voting for you to win.
I'm with you.
I'm really not.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
If you got voted out third, Chris Underwood, congratulations. He did everything he needed to do to win, whatever. But I'm like, oh my God, I would never vote for you.
Yeah.
I would never vote for him to win ever.
Yeah. No, totally.
I would never, because it's like you
were gone.
You failed.
Yeah.
You failed at Survivor. Like you got voted out. Like just because there's a twist that gets you back into it. I don't know. I would never vote for her.
Yeah.
I would never vote for someone that got voted out, including me. If I got voted out, I'm going to try and get people to vote for me. But if somebody told me, like, I didn't vote for you because you got voted out and you won your way back, and I'd be like, fair.
Oh, yeah. I'd be like, honestly, respect.
Fair.
Respect.
Did what I had to do, but fair.
Yeah.
So.
It's fine. It's fine. No bad blood, but there's bad blood here.
Yes.
And that becomes the narrative for the Sela tribe after the challenge, which we will talk about. Do you want to walk us through the challenge?
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. There's some swimming.
Yes.
There's some digging. There's some bag tossing.
There's some key
At one
finding.
point, Charlie says, "That's a big hole," which I thought was funny. Sorry. So what happens is there's 2 swimmers. They're on a platform.
3.
They have to swim through.
Oh, yeah.
Per tribe.
Per tribe.
They have to swim through the ocean, untie these bags full of coconuts, bring them back to shore. So 2 swimmers do that. one person opens the bags to find keys in the coconuts. Somebody uses the keys to unlock a rope with a little hook.
Well, and before the person does the unhooking, the first person that had to swim had to dig underneath. Oh, yes.
Dig under like a log with sand.
That was the big hole comment.
Uh-huh. Then they use the keys to get like a grappling hook to catch a bag of sandbags, and then someone has to toss the sandbags onto the platform, and we've seen that in quite a few challenges recently. Sela is in the lead. Kahlo is really far behind. I think I feel like I sound like I'm really disinterested in the challenge. I think most
And you're like, I am.
Yeah, like, sorry. I think most of the challenges in the new era, I can just safely say, are like not the most exciting or interesting. I can think of very few challenges where I actually was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
I miss when people had to like hit each other, you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they had to like drag their bodies across a line, fighting and kicking. And
yeah, they don't. Like, there have been cool challenges. And like last season when Sophie B won the final immunity, I was like thrilled. But I just think generally I'm just like, they all kind of feel the same. They're all kind of like whatever. So
I love them. But yes, I understand.
It's still cool. It's still cool. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just like,
Yeah, I understand.
So
I think as like someone with the competitive just like nature and itch, I'm like, everything I watch them do, I'm like, I want to do that so bad and I want to win it.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off every time they do this before the ad break or after the ad break is like, do you think you have what it takes to do this challenge or do this, and that? Apply now.
Be on Survivor.
Jeff, accept me.
I'm just like, Jeff, we get it.
Accept me, please.
We get it.
We do.
He just loves the sound of his own voice, girl.
Yeah.
So, like I was saying, I think the only really cool, interesting thing that happens in this challenge is when Tiff is untying the bags for her tribe, instead of like untying them, she does this thing where she like pulls one end of the rope and then she literally like swings it around like a jump rope and literally just like
unwinds it.
Unwinds it. And then that puts her tribe into the lead and they end up winning the challenge. And she still got 0 confessionals for it.
Yep.
So.
And it was incredible. Jeff was like gagged.
Yeah.
And he was like,
I don't think I've ever seen anybody untie a bag in the history of Survivor that fast.
No, literally. He was jaw to the floor.
Yep.
And I was too. I loved it for Tiff because she not only like did that, she made up like the time lost. And then she also did like some of the bag tosses and landed it on the thing. Anyway, she was incredible.
Yep.
And I'm like, this is why she's back.
Yes.
You know, because she's not just someone that exists on the island and like doesn't do anything. And anyway, I was just like, okay, Tiff was incredible.
Yes.
Absolutely incredible.
So Vatu and Sela are going to tribal. This means that Ozzy, Emily, and Christian are going to tribal again. Yep. And now that we know they're merging, that means that they are eligible for a unique statistic that if any of them make it to the final 3, it means that they went to every single tribal.
Unless they do like split tribals but and like one doesn't go.
Oh, okay, yeah. I guess
but I feel like if they did, but I feel like they won't do that with how many people they have. But maybe they will.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Knows? But that would be a cool stat.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I can't assume what's going to happen, but theoretically, the only winner to ever do that is Denise Stapley on Philippines. She went to every single tribal and won.
Little savage.
I think the winner that went to the most tribals was Natalie White. She went to every tribal except one. And Samoa was a 20-person season. So I want to say there was 17 tribes. So I think she went to 16.
That's
and then I believe the winner that went to the fewest was Michelle. Because between not going to tribal pre-merge and then the medevacs that happened in Korang, I think Michelle only went to 6. And she was immune for 2 of them. Isn't that crazy?
That's amazing.
Yeah, love Michelle.
Wow. Wow.
So
let's go to Sela first.
Yep, we go to Sela. So Operation...
And also with this episode, different than the ones before, is only one tribe, one immunity.
Yes, so both tribes are going.
Yeah. Only Kahlo won. It's Sela and Vatu going to tribal.
So Operation Bad Blood is in full swing. Rizzo is like, "Hey, I've locked things in with D. I need to lock things in with the other girls." So he goes to Camilla and is like, "Hey, like, I really want to work with you. Kyle was like my number 1 ally."
Funny.
His last words before he left were like, "If you see Camilla, work with her." And then Rizzo and Confessional's like, "He didn't say that. I'm lying. But I want to appeal to that."
What did Camilla say?
Camilla was like, "I don't think Kyle would say that, but I'm going to pretend to believe it for now. So she kind of sees through it.
She's so smart. I think he's underestimating her.
Yes.
I know he's underestimating her.
Rizzo then tells Camilla about the idols. Later on, he does the same thing with Cirie. Cirie reciprocates by telling Rizzo about her extra vote and is basically like putting her full trust in Rizzo and like saying, we are locked in, which I think is good because Rizzo's obviously like a Cirie super fan and wants to work with her. And for whatever reason, you know, we previously saw Cirie and Rick in an alliance together. We don't really get context in this episode as to why she left him out of it.
Yeah.
But you know, she's picking up Rizzo because she's potentially burning Rick Devens here. So, yeah.
And it's interesting because Cirie, you can tell she's just so like fascinated by Rizzo and she's so endeared to him and just like loves him.
Yeah.
And she ends up telling him about her extra vote, which she hasn't told anyone else about besides Ozzy, obviously, because he gave it to her. And so she was just like, Rizzo's giving me literally everything, which is so like cute and young and like newbie of him, but I can't help but want to reciprocate.
Yeah.
And it was just funny because it's like she could have burned him. And I think what I love about Rizzo is he just like goes all in and goes so hard, and that will either like pay off for you or burn you, and it just pays off for him.
He
like,
says in his confessional, I want to be one of the best players to ever play. I want to be remembered this way. So yeah, he is like taking these massive big swings. Those balls of steel, he's swinging them around.
And something else about Camilla, because Rizzo gives all of this information to Camilla. She's like, okay, wow, this is cool. You know who else comes to Camilla is Charlie. Charlie's like, hey, I just want to cue you in. There are idols and blah, 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 blah.
Did Rizzo tell you about it? No. He didn't tell me anything about that.
What? A Billie Eilish idol? What?
Camilla said, don't know. Don't know. Didn't know he sang. I thought he rapped or whatever. And
Charlie's like, okay, I'll cue you in. She does rap.
Yes.
And it's about you.
Yeah.
And Camilla's like, I think this is nice, obviously, because Charlie trusts me. Rizzo's like, and it verifies the information that Rizzo brought to the table because it's like, okay, it's true. But Rizzo came to me first. And Charlie just feels so much more calculated. Like, why was he holding on to this longer than Rizzo was?
She says, like, his game is slower. That's frustrating.
Yeah, I was like, interesting. So it's like people don't, and that Charlie, like, holds his cards closer to his chest. People want to play with someone that's like, let's go. Like, here's the information. Let's make decisions together. It's just like, you got to be all in with your alliance. And I think that's what Dee and Cirie loved about Rizzo is that he gives everything.
Yes.
And so he's someone that you can like trust because it's like, I know he's not holding anything in. He's just giving it all to me.
Yep. The edit frames Camilla as like the swing vote in this scenario because Jonathan, Charlie, and Rick are voting for Rizzo.
Which was accurate. It ended up being accurate.
Rizzo, Cirie, and Dee are voting for Charlie. And so then they go to tribal. And it's a 4-3 vote for Charlie, and Charlie is voted out. And
heartbroken, teardrops on his guitar.
I was like,
you were doing so good. You were doing so good.
Get a personality that is not quoting your favorite singer's lyrics
all
the fucking time.
All of the time.
It's so annoying. Like,
it's
we
tired.
get it. You did it for a whole season already. We know that you like her, and that's great. Like, can you come up with something else? I celebrated when he was gone. I'm sorry. Because not only was it an iconic blindside, I love a blindside like that because, Jonathan, Rick, Charlie they were like gagged, mama. They were like, huh?
And I loved Camilla's smirk when they read the last vote because she knew. She was like, that's my vote.
I jumped up and down when he was gone because I was like, thank God. I've never been a big Charlie fan. I'm sure he's a lovely person. He's smarter than me, more athletic than me. He's going to be a lawyer, richer. Congratulations that you're so amazing. I don't like him. I think he's annoying. I'm tired of his shtick. Thank God he lost to Maria. He was a really good sport in his exit interview where he was like, yeah, like when I got to Ponderosa and heard from Savannah that Rizzo did vote for her, I just like laughed at myself like, oh my God, Charlie, you're so dumb. So he was a good sport about it. Like, and that's great for him. No real ill will, but I was that's like the most excited I've been for a vote out the whole season.
Yeah.
I was so happy to see him go.
I knew you would be stoked on that
Jumped
vote.
Up and down.
Cheers.
Celebrated, literally clapping and screaming.
Yep.
So happy. Rob C was like, my wife was absolutely devastated. And I was like, oh, Nicole, get some taste, girl. Like, please.
Maybe she listened
Please.
to like On Fire and got to know him and
Sure.
like.
Let's just say that.
Just give her the benefit of the doubt.
Maybe she's a Swiftie.
Maybe.
Thank God he's gone.
That's probably what it is. Maybe she's a Swiftie.
Yeah.
One other thing I forgot to mention, going back to Suri and Rizzo, when he like pours his heart out, she reciprocates, tells him about the extra vote. She goes, "We just got married."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yay!"
Yeah.
Like that. I thought that was so cute.
I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah, and then he has his like fan moment of like,
Yeah.
"Wow, like this is incredible."
And I would do the same.
But
oh my God, Suri Fields locking an alliance with you. It's like,
and saying you just got married. I do. Yes, I do, Suri.
I'm so bad. I like to think that I wouldn't be like this. Like, God, if I was out there, would I just like throw my game away for Suri to win?
Yeah, I think you would. I do think you would.
But I wouldn't want to do that because then everybody's going to be like, Suri didn't actually win. The players were just like throwing themselves away for her.
No, but then that speaks to how incredible she is.
Because I'm like, I know wholeheartedly if I was out there and I was on a tribe with Suri, she's the first person I'm linking up with. And I'm like, I'm being so straight up with you.
I will give you everything.
You always go far with the people that trust you. I am going to be completely loyal to you and I'm going to tell you every single thing. Like, I am locked in with you, mama. We are alliances to the end. You were robbed on Micronesia. You were robbed on Game Changers. Like, we're going to fix it this time.
She's like, what's your name?
We're going to Ghost Island this bitch and we're going to reverse the curse, honey. We're going to reverse the curse. And Sari's like, oh, okay. Like,
no, she would eat it up.
Be like, I bought a cameo from you one time. Like, love you.
Love you, girl.
Yeah. I want to buy, Josh doesn't listen to this pod, so I really, really want to buy Josh a cameo from Suri to celebrate our 5-year anniversary.
You should.
But it'll be so expensive, especially if she wins. Maybe I should just buy it now.
Yeah, buy it
That's
now.
a good idea. Maybe I should just buy it now. I don't even want to think, because before the season aired, she was already charging like $200 a cameo. But I want to do it because he would love it, and I think it would be so cute.
I think it's worth it.
And he loves her.
Yeah, and
He is
you
obsessed.
love her.
Oh, I love her too, but Josh, in all the time that he's been watching Survivor with me, and I've been showing him all the old seasons, Suri, he attached to like no one else.
Is that the moment you knew you loved him?
Josh? Oh, I knew I loved him before
Just
that.
kidding.
I knew it. I knew I loved him before that because Josh started watching Survivor when we first started dating just because he knew that I liked it.
He's such a gem.
Yeah.
We love Josh so much.
He's way less eager to do stuff like that now. But like in those initial butterfly stages, he would do
like, okay, babe, anything for you.
Literally anything I was interested in or anything, he would watch it, do it, whatever. And now I'm like, babe, do you want to watch this with me? And he'll be like, no.
Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, moving over to Watu.
Oh,
Or do you have anything else?
Yes, the last thing I was going to say about Charlie, and then he's gone for the rest of the season.
And thank God for that.
He's gone. He kind of threw some shade at Rizzo in the tribal. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
It was the question of like, what is Rizzo missing out on by not seeing his season air? And Charlie was like, we all like to be the hero in our own story. Like, we all think we're amazing and we're all this, and that. And then you watch, like, just wait, you know? And I, in my head, was thinking to Rizzo, because I feel like his cheeks were, like, starting to blush a little bit. And he was like, shiz, I haven't seen my season air. I don't know what everyone else thought about me, like, on my season. And I don't know what the audience is going to think about me. But I was like, Rizzo, you're okay, because they wouldn't ask you to come on 50 if everyone hated you. They wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like, you're here for a reason.
Yeah. They really didn't.
They're all just jealous.
They really didn't lean into any controversial. I think like the most controversial pick. I actually think if we're just going on audience reception, I think it was Savannah. Because I have talked with a lot of
people don't like her.
I have talked with a lot of people in my real day-to-day life that were like, yeah, I did not like her. And I'm like, you guys are so corny for that.
Yes. My little sister was
You don't love
like,
a confident woman?
My little sister was like, I did not like her. She was so annoying. She was such a mean girl. I was like, huh?
Mean girl for what? Who was she mean to?
Exactly. Name one person she was mean to.
Everybody's like,
no one.
She's mean.
No, she's not.
She said certain things in confessionals about how like Joanne was annoying.
Yeah.
Because he kept like taking her stuff.
Yes. Well,
You're gonna turn around and act like you don't say things about people when they're annoying. We all do it.
And then
you
she
just think
says
Savannah's mean because she said it and you watched it on TV, girl.
And
you would say the same thing.
And she would say it to their faces too. Yeah. But it was also like in challenges, I guess, when she would be like, I'm not quitting. Like, I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to like let down. I'm like, what if a man said that?
People are so eager to hate on a woman.
I know.
Be for real.
And the biggest compliment I think I've ever had in my life. One of my besties, Ned, from the LRG games that I played in Maine.
Hi, Ned.
Ned is everything to me. Mm-hmm. And he was my number one in this All-Stars game.
Was he a Queen of Ponderosa too?
He is an absolute queen of queens. Like he's up here.
Fierce.
And up here, if the bottom is the floor, he's, Anyway, strategic mastermind, gorgeous, hilarious, kind, funny, everything. Whatever. Gay.
Love.
Yeah, gay. Duh. Anyway, he calls me and he was like, what did you think of 49? Blah, 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 blah. What did you think of Savannah? And I was like, I loved her. And he was like, I'm so happy that you said that because she reminds me of you.
Oh my God. And I was like,
Ned, shut up.
You're like, Ned, love you.
I'm like, Ned, no, because I love you.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, it was the biggest compliment of my life.
Absolutely.
I love Ned.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Rizzo, you're fine. Don't sweat it.
Yeah.
You're on 50. Like,
yes.
You're gonna find out.
Fling those balls of steel around, girl.
Swing them, knock down the walls.
He talked about it in this episode. He was like, somebody was like, yeah, I heard from Savannah that there were like quite a few tribals that you didn't use that idol. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, girl, show them.
Yeah.
Pull those pants down. Show them those balls of steel, girl.
Show them what's up.
Show them. They're dragging on the beach. They just got like 4 sizes bigger with you getting Charlie out of here, girl. Mm-hmm.
And he has another idol.
I know.
So he's like, yeah, you all better be scared. Because, yeah, I will do some damage with an idol and with my balls of steel.
He will.
You'll see.
He will.
Charlie, you won't see. Sorry.
Yeah, because you're gone. Bye.
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 Bye-bye. Okay, let's go over to Vatu.
Vatu. The tea is...
Go ahead. Go ahead, girl.
Everybody except Angelina's talking. Mm-hmm. So Ozzy, Steph, Christian, Emily, and they're like, what's the plan? And Emily's like, everybody votes for Angelina. Make it easy. Let's just get her out. And they're
Let's
like,
do this thing.
Fierce. Who are we going to tell Angelina that we're voting out? Steph. Christian and Emily go to Angelina and are like, let's vote out Steph. Mm-hmm. And Angelina's like, okay. In the confessional, she's like, I don't really know if I can trust Christian because of what he did. He just voted out Mike White. That's like the only reference we get of her talking about it this episode. So she's like, I don't exactly know what's going on. Meanwhile, Ozzy's contemplating this plan about like, should we pull in Angelina to blindside Christian? And so then, like you mentioned earlier, he goes to Christian and is like, hey, I'm going to be straight up. In order for me to trust you, like I need some kind of incentive that you're not going to flip this vote around and try and get me out. So I need you to give me your shot in the dark. And
Christian said, what?
Yeah. Christian is immediately sussed out by this. And in confessional, he's like, you know, Ozzy could be trying to grow trust with me, but he could also just be trying to disarm me. So I don't have any way to protect myself. So like, how am I navigating or approaching this situation?
One of my favorite things that Christian said about Ozzy, he's like, I didn't know Ozzy was such a Polly Prissy Pants.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah. And he is.
He is a Queen Polly Prissy Pants. Yeah. He was just like.
I think he titled one of his OnlyFans videos that.
Did he really?
Oh, no, I was a joke.
Oh, I was like, that's hilarious. Anyway, I thought that was so funny. But Christian's right, where like Ozzy needed to feel the power and he needed to be like, your life is in my hands now. But it's scary.
It was
scary. And what else did I write down? So yeah, when Ozzy first asks him, he's like, okay, I'll think about it. Like, and then Christian does a funny like office moment where you look at the camera and you're like, what?
Yeah.
And I feel like we don't get that a ton from players because you're supposed to act like they're not there, you know? But he just couldn't help be like, what is happening? Like he's lost his mind. But then he ultimately decides to give him his shot in the dark after Ozzy goes to Emily. And Ozzy's like, what if we flip this on Christian?
Yeah, like I want to, like he recognizes like I've built this bond with Emily.
Yeah.
She's very straight up. So yeah, he kind of like floats, what if we get Christian? Emily sells him down the river and is like, Ozzy kind of wants it to be you.
Yeah.
And Christian's like, oh shit. Like, because Christian recognizes that if Ozzy really wants to get him out,
he can.
Angelina has to say yes or she's going home.
And they
so
have
then
it.
Christian is like, okay. And Christian decides like, here's this. Yeah. He says very straight up, like, I know that you could get numbers together and vote me out, but this is me indicating that like, I trust you. I'm not trying to vote you out. I'm trying to work with you. And so he gives him his shot in the dark.
I think Christian did such a good job this episode of Ozzy.
Oh, yeah.
Such a good job.
Oh, yeah.
Because
kissed a lot of ass.
Oh, smoochied. For sure.
Yeah.
Because then in tribal council as well, I can't remember how it comes up, but they're just talking about Ozzy. And Christian's like, one thing that I love is that Ozzy's just so like reassuring. He's so, I know he's very like introspective. I know that he is contemplative a word? Like he thinks things through, and it's something I just like love and appreciate about him. Love you, don't vote me out. Yeah. Like he did such a good job of just, and it kind of, I could tell would just make Ozzy feel so shitty if he voted Christian out.
Yeah.
With like, Ozzy doesn't have that villainous, conniving nature in him.
Yeah.
I don't think. It is the challenge, beast, loyalty, Polly, prissy pants.
Yes.
In one.
Yeah. Yeah. They end up voting out Angelina unanimously. She doesn't play her shot in the dark. On her exit interview, she says the reason she didn't is not because Christian hadn't sold her on the plan. She said that Emily did. She was like, Emily is the best player in the game because she came to me with like literal tears.
Oh my gosh.
In her eyes about like, I swear to God, like
where
we are working.
This?
Yeah, like because Rob was like, I imagine a lot of people are like, how come you didn't try and flip it on Christian? And she was like, I did. I exhausted every avenue I could to get one of those duos to flip on the other so I could stay. And Ozzy and Steph did not bite. The reason I didn't play my shot in the dark is because Emily sold it to me that her and Christian were biting and they wanted to get rid of Steph.
Shut up.
They sold it to me so hard, so that's why I didn't play my shot in the dark. So it's not that Angelina didn't try.
No.
She tried. No. She tried very hard, and then Emily was the one that kind of like sealed the deal.
Wow.
And made it so that she wouldn't play it. So
Emily.
In comparison to the chart, I guess technically this vote out happened first in order in the episode, but like devastating to see Angelina go.
Yes, devastating.
So sad.
So sad. Such an incredible character.
Yes, barely got to see her.
I know.
Rob asked, like, do you think part of the reason why we didn't see a lot of you on this season is because on David versus Goliath, you were not very self-aware, and so it was very easy to like
make fun.
Poke fun. Whereas now with all these years and being a mom and all this, like you were more self-aware, and so it just wasn't as interesting.
Funny, yeah.
And she was like, yeah, like I can see that. She was like, I also just kind of think it's the fact that I got put on like 2 tribes that were not super great for me. Like I didn't really have a lot of avenues. She was like, Colby and Steph in the pregame had both said they didn't want to work with me. And then the producers put me on a tribe with them to start.
Great. Thanks, guys.
And then I got swapped onto a tribe. And once Mike was blindsided, like I just had nowhere to go. She was like, I very intentionally came into the game to play quieter, under the radar, not rock the boat, to combat the perceptions people had of me in David vs. Goliath, where I always had to be the leader, making the decisions. And she was like, I really just think that it was how the tribes fell, that like it just was not my game.
Not her moment.
Yeah.
Such a bummer.
Yeah, I was really sad to see her leave. I thought that her final moment of giving the jacket was like a funny full circle
I was
moment.
like, no one's going to ask her.
I know. Oh, I would have like, Angelina, is there any way I can have your jacket?
Come on.
Angelina, yeah.
I totally thought someone would do that, but I was like, okay, whatever.
But she gives a jacket to her tribe to like
she gives it to Christian.
Put a funny pin in that story.
Yeah, that was really cute. And now she gets to go hang out with Mike.
She does.
And they love each other, and that's great.
She does.
Let me see if I wrote down anything else about that one. Oh, I mean, Angelina, our queen, we know she would fight for her life. Like, she wouldn't just roll over. And I thought she also gave a really good pitch in Tribal Council.
The Jabeni 3.
She was like, listen, the tribe that I got swapped onto, I made it to the end with my alliance of 3. Like, I am loyal to the soil, like a ride or die. We will go far with each other. And I'm like, she's not lying.
Yeah.
Like, she's right.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a good pitch. Like, you can't fight with like the evidence.
They just didn't care.
No, they didn't care.
They just didn't care.
They didn't care at all.
At all.
Who do you think is our queen of the week? Let's talk about this.
Rizzo,
for sure.
I think the answer is Rizzo.
I think Rizzo. I think also someone to talk about is Dee.
Yeah. Yes. The reason I say Rizzo is, at least according to the edit, it seems like he's the one that put in the legwork to make things happen.
Yeah.
Dee definitely was like a catalyst in getting the ball moving. So I definitely think we could give Dee like an honorable mention.
Because I think Dee is in such an uncomfortable position, but she's not someone who like shies in that.
Yes.
And she's not one to be like afraid of playing big because she has a big target.
Yes.
But I think Rizzo's the exact same.
Yeah.
Like, he has a huge target and he's not afraid to swing them.
Yes.
You know?
I think we can also give an honorable mention to Ozzy. I think that he kind of had Christian by the balls and like made sure that he, you know, was able to take care of business.
And yet again proves that he's not just playing like the old Ozzy. Like, he is truly Oscar.
Yes.
And old Ozzy would have just stayed petty and been like, you're dead to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's done. It's too late. Like, we're not working together.
Yeah.
You fooled me. Like, bye.
Yeah. So honorable mentions to Ozzy and Dee, but
to Emily, to Angelina's point of like, Emily's the one that convinced me.
That's true. We didn't see it in the episode, but yes, the unseen, the silent assassin
the silent queen is Emily.
But I think we can go ahead and continue our weird streak of men.
I know.
And give Queen of the Week to Rizzo.
Rizzo, not guys guy.
He is our first multi-season winner, because I believe that we gave him Queen of the Week one time on 49 when it wasn't just being traded between Sophie B and Sage and Savannah. So congratulations, Rizzo. You're our Queen of the Week.
We're proud of you.
Did a really good job this week. Made sure that you got what you wanted and put in the legwork to make it happen.
And I just think I think he might receive a similar perception from his castmates that he did in 49, where they were like, oh, he's just a kid that like...
He's just this super fan.
Yeah, he's just a super fan kid that doesn't really know anything, and he's just so goofy, but like, you can't help but just want to give him a noogie and like bring him in, and that's how people feel about him.
Yeah.
But he is like... He's moving things, and he's like puppeteering. And I'm really curious to see what comes of this of Rizzo, Dee, Camilla, and Sari.
I mean, with there being 17 people in a merge, I just feel like there's no guarantees. I think there's obviously duos, like we're going to see Sari and Ozzy. We're going to see Christian and Emily. We're going to see Colby and Steph. We're going to see like Coach and Joe. But it'll be really interesting to see where all this falls because there's never been a merge this big.
No.
I can't imagine. I honestly do feel like they're going to do some kind of split shenanigans, because I just feel like a tribal with 17 people would be so nuts.
They have to.
But maybe they'll do that because they could be like the biggest tribal council in history.
Yeah.
With 17 votes. You need 9 to be voted out. Like,
and this twist is that Mr. Beast gets to cast a vote.
I just think
Could you imagine?
My fear is that with such big groups like that, I worry that we could get into some slightly boring dynamics a la Big Brother, where the meta in Big Brother is almost always when there's like a ton of people there in the beginning, you get like a big core alliance of like 8 or 9 that controls every single vote. And then like work from there. And I'm like, God, if we're doing 17 people on the merge beach, it just makes me worried that it would just turn into this like very like the first person to get 9 people locked in.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Like, obviously the game is different because Survivor's way more fast paced than Big Brother. They have like a week to sit around and think about who they want to evict, and there's only ever 2 people on the block versus everybody except for immunity. So we'll have to see what happens. I just feel like when we've seen larger merges in the past, that has kind of happened. Like, I'm thinking Cambodia, they merged at 13, and there was that big impenetrable group of like Jeremy, Spencer, Kimmy, Tasha, Steven, Savage, like, and yes, like Kelly Wentworth like played her idol, but like that group was pretty impenetrable early on, and then started to fall apart after they like, you know, after like Fishback left, but then it still stayed. It was still like the Jeremy, Tasha, Kimmy, Spencer core.
I feel like,
I don't know.
Yeah, and I feel like with this season where the like caliber of players is so high, I would like to think that maybe we would have what happened in this episode on the Vatu tribe of like, hey, good plan, but I don't actually like that, and I have a plan of my own. Because I think everyone has their own agenda, and everyone like has what they want, so we might get more of like a voting block situation instead of like these people are always together. But then again, at the same time, like everyone wants safety, everyone wants longevity in the game, and so it might be easier to get in a group of 8 or 9 9 and just dominate. And they can easily like split votes and do whatever, you know, with like the idols and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. I mean, we're obviously going to see like more double or triple eliminations, I think, just because of the pace of the game. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. Some interesting Survivor trivia this episode.
Please.
Ozzy becomes the only person to make the merge all 5 times that he's played.
Wow. That's actually amazing.
Because, I mean, now granted, the only people that have played 5 times are Boston Rob, Suri, and Ozzy. But I think even if you included 4-time people, then Ozzy still, I think, is the only person to make the merge all 4 times they played. Because I'm thinking like Parv played 4 times and she didn't make the merge on Winners at War.
Didn't Amanda play 4 times?
Amanda played 3.
Coach?
Oh, Coach. Okay, so Coach made the merge all. Oh, no, he didn't. He did not Heroes versus Villains. He made the jury, not the merge.
That's right.
So, yeah, so I think of all the people that played 4 and 5 times, if I'm right, Ozzy's the only one that made the merge every single time, which is kind of fierce.
I'm like, who else has played that many times? Joe? No, Joe played 3.
3. This is Aubrey's 4th time, but she didn't make the merge. Her on Edge of Extinction.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Way to go, Ozzy.
I know. That's really fierce.
Let's go, Oscar.
Yeah.
You're surprising me. Impressing me.
Really quickly, I know that this episode has gone on super long, but I wanted to ask you a couple questions.
Please.
First, now that we're entering the merge phase, how would you rate the pre-merge of season 50? What are your overall impressions on it?
Well, my first thought is going to be the negative one. Well, I'll go with positive first. I was actually excited about the cast after I got over, like we kind of all got over like the what, like Rob Cesternino's not here. Why is Tiffany here? Who, what? Why 2 from this season and 3 from that season and blah, 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 blah. But I was like, okay, this has gone pretty well. I've loved it because Emily and Christian are doing so well. And they're like the 2 that I'm really, really rooting for. But the pre-merge has also kind of been a letdown for me in terms of like the narratives that I thought would be told and things that I thought we would get into a lot more. Q and Aubrey being one of them, Q being gone. That was like a big bummer. Just seeing people that I was really excited
Camilla's
to see.
reaction to Kyle leaving, Angelina's reaction to Mike leaving, Rizzo's reaction to Savannah leaving. Like, there's so many like shared relationships that got severed in the pre-merge and no
and like
through.
The David versus Goliath stuff, like we didn't get to hear a lot from them, and I thought that would have been huge.
Both of our trios this episode were finished off. The 46 trio with Charlie leaving Tiff. Tiff's the only one left.
That's right.
David versus Goliath, the only one left is Christian. So they finished the trios off.
That's wild. So, and then I know that Camilla is obsessed with Coach, and I know he knows that. We never like saw anything pre-merge there. So there's just been some things that I've kind of been like, this is not what I expected. Yeah. So I guess that is my thought on the pre-merge. Okay. It's just not been what I've expected or anticipated, but I still I'm happy with it. Sometimes it can feel super slow, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah.
For things to like build. And
Yes.
people who casually watch Survivor often like complain about the pre-merge, or they're like, just tell me when it's the merge and I'll start watching. But I'm like, no, you have to like get into the pre-merge to know, like, it to just lay the groundwork of like who's working with who's been voting with who and whatnot. So anyway.
Yeah. I think the pre-merge has been pretty uneven. I would agree. We had a couple of like really amazing votes. I think this Charlie vote was fun. Like I love it was a good blindside. The 3-2-1 vote was great. I even think the Q blindside was really good. But then on the flip side, we had quite a lot of unanimous votes. Yeah. Like Jenna was a unanimous vote. Savannah was a unanimous vote. Yeah. Angelina was a unanimous vote.
Kyle going was a bummer.
Yeah, so not necessarily the most exciting voting happening all the time. There was only one journey, which I think was nice. It was just the reverse Jenga moment.
Yeah.
It is funny to me that like they do this thing of Savannah reading like the audience has voted the advantages to be dynamic, and then we have not seen any of them besides the one she won. She got voted out with it.
That's actually funny.
So that kind of makes me a little bit scared for what the merge is going to be like. I really worried it's going to be like this Mario Party moment of there's just like advantages like in the trees and everybody's like running around going to get them.
Yeah.
So point. Overall, I don't think the pre-merge was horrible. But when I think of like seasons with like really iconic pre-merges like China, like Tocantins has a pretty good pre-merge. Philippines has a really good pre-merge. Cagayan has a great pre-merge. Yeah, Millennials versus Gen X has a pretty good pre-merge. Like
David versus Goliath had a great pre-merge.
Yeah, I just don't really see this season being on that same level.
Heroes Villains had a good pre-merge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My other question for you as we're wrapping up is,
Please.
Is this the group of people you thought we would see at the merge?
Nar.
Yeah, I like, if we're going back to this idea of trios, I am really surprised that like of the winner trio, D is the last one standing.
Shocking.
I'm really surprised that of the David versus Goliath trio, Christian's last one standing.
I thought Mike would be.
Oh, me too. I'm not surprised that Tiff is the last 46er standing. No. Just because I feel like, again, she showed up and I bet half the cast is like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
I have no idea who that is. But yeah, it's a bummer because like besides Charlie, I think I've been bummed to lose basically everybody just because it's like a fun cast. There's definitely people that I would have been fine leaving earlier, but like it really hurts that like we don't get to see like a Savannah Rizzo reunion. It hurts. Like I just think Q would be so entertaining.
I wanted Q so bad.
I'm sad that we don't get to see like the David versus Goliath people like make some waves in there. I'm glad Sari is there.
Stoked on that.
You know, she's been able to make it through several tribals, which is awesome. But yeah, it's you know.
Do we know where our drafts stand?
Honestly, we're probably pretty close to even.
Really?
Because the fact that Genevieve found an idol, you're gonna get points for that. And then I've lost 3 players in a row now because I had Mike, Angelina, and Charlie.
But I took the first 3 hits or 2.
Well, you had Savannah, Kyle, and Jenna.
That's right. Yeah.
But all of the idols have been found by your people.
Yeah. That's true.
So you're making up some points that way.
Yay. Yeah, but I think overall it's been a good pre-merge. It hasn't been what we've expected.
Yeah.
It hasn't been like too crazy in the hands of the fans. We're going to see what is about to happen. But I feel like overall it's been good.
Yes.
It's been good.
Yeah.
And there has been some exciting gameplay.
Yeah, I would say it hasn't been the utter train wreck that I worried it would be.
Yeah, not at all.
There's still been some dumb stuff.
For sure.
We talked about it last week for sure.
For sure.
But yeah, only one journey is like okay. You know, the fact that we still have some really good personalities. Something else that I thought was interesting as I was watching is I was like, wow, like if anything, this season is kind of being, I mean, granted, there's way more new era people to begin with, but I'm like, wow, Jenna Lewis is really the only old school person left.
Yeah.
If you look at everyone else that's left, including the medevac, it's like Savannah, Kyle, Q, Charlie, and then the David versus Goliath, like it was dominated by like the newer players leaving. So it's really exciting that we still have like, as much as I maybe don't like some of them as much, like it's really exciting that we like Colby, Steph, Coach, Sari, Ozzy, like all made the merge.
Yeah, it's
and I
wild.
think that was the fear at the beginning, that we would have like a game changers moment where all the big names leave pre-merge and then we're left with like the randos.
Yep.
And now
we don't.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that.
Yeah,
it definitely
it
feels like we still got like a really good mix of people, and especially people that I'm excited to root for. Because yes,
too.
Christian's still there, Emily's still there, Sari is still there, Camilla's still there,
Genevieve.
Genevieve is still there. You know, Aubrey and Rizzo. Like, there's still a lot of people that I'm super interested in watching. Yeah,
totally.
Not looking forward to having this whole like honor and integrity mega group that I fear is gonna form. I'm worried that the mega group of like Coach, Chrissy, Joe, Colby, Genevieve,
Jonathan.
Steph, Jonathan, like that's already like 7 or 8, and I'm just like, like I'm really hoping that Sari hits the ground, is like, bitch, I gotta pull everybody else. It's not one of those people in. I think she will. In. I mean, she's definitely gonna relink with like Christian and Emily and Devins. She can pull in Rizzo, Ozzy, D, Camille. Like, that's what I hope happens, is we get the Sari anti-integrity faction where it's like, bitch, if you're a liar, come over here. We're going to get all these people out. We're going to get them all out. Aubrey's up for grabs.
Yeah, and she's down. Tiffany would be
Tiff,
down.
yeah, honestly. It could
really easily happen.
I just hope that we don't. I hope that the Coach Mega Tide Oak Alliance is sent packing.
The Stone Bell, Warrior, Oak Tide, Walkers can walk their way out.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we'll see.
We will see.
We'll see. It's been good, and it's about to be great.
It's about to be great.
The merge is always so exciting.
Yes.
And I cannot wait to watch more.
Absolutely.
Wednesdays cannot come soon enough.
They cannot. With that, we've been recording for over 2 hours at this point. So I think with that, we will say the Queens have spoken. Tune in next week where we will cover the merge episode of season 50. Leave a comment, drop a like. Leave a like, drop a comment. Tell us who you're rooting for going into the merge. Let us know your questions of like what you think we should be like thinking about, talking about, what you're thinking about. And we will see you all next week.
Yes.
Till then, bye everybody.